Hello, friends. Your old Uncle Andy here, the UC Panda himself. We're just going to go live this morning on Saturday, September 6th, with a few sports betting uh, tips. Not really picks. I don't think I'm even going to add any more picks to anything. College game day started. Let's turn that on. I wanted to talk to you this morning about steamed lines, not steamed carrots, not steamed broccoli, but steamed sports betting lines. I think we saw a great example last night for us to go ahead and discuss in the Louisville game. The Louisville game, the line started out as Louisville laying 13 and a half points. That line came out last Sunday. That's usually what happens in college football. The lines come out maybe late in the day on Sunday for the games that are occurring the next weekend, even the Thursday night games, Saturday games, whatever. The lines drop Sunday afternoon. And the line started as Louisville minus 13 and a half. It quickly went to 14. Now, why did that happen? The line went from 13 and a half to Louisville now laying 14 points because not necessarily the public got involved, but people saw that line. They liked the fact that Louisville was only laying the 13 and a half points. A lot of money came in on that bet, on that side. And so Vegas wanted to balance, I guess, the bets out. They wanted some more James Madison money coming in. So they changed the line from Louisville minus 13 and a half to Louisville minus 14 to try to entice some people to bet James Madison to limit the book's exposure. So in other words, the book didn't want to just keep that line out there and have all these people betting Louisville minus 13 and a half, because as it turned out last night, Louisville won by 14. It would have been a winner, and it probably would have been really bad for the books, and they would have paid out a lot of money. As the week went on, and particularly you saw this during the day yesterday, the line went from Louisville minus 14 to Louisville minus 14 and a half to Louisville minus 15. In some places, it even got to minus 15 and a half on Louisville. And why did that happen? That happened because the public got involved, your recreational bettors, people who just, got home from work on Friday, opened up the six-pack, saw what games are on tonight. Oh, Louisville. Well, let's put a bet on. Why not? Louisville, they ought to beat James Madison. I mean, who's James Madison? They ought to beat them, right? 14 points, 15 points, whatever. What difference could it make? Well, it made a lot of difference in the end to a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure the books made a lot of money last night because the book, again, the line went from Louisville minus 14 all the way to Louisville minus 15 and a half because the public kept betting Louisville at that number. And it kept moving the line. So Vegas made a lot of money last night. Now, if maybe just one more thing goes Louisville's way, and maybe Louisville gets an extra field goal, maybe there's a James Madison fumble, block punt, pick six, something crazy happens, and Louisville is able to cover that number of 15 and a half. Now the books have lost a lot of money. But as it turned out for the book made money last night. So I just want to caution you against chasing these lines. If you didn't tease Louisville down to minus 13 and a half, or if you didn't do what we did, we gave out Maryland minus 10 and a half with Louisville minus 6.5 together at plus money, plus 112 was the payout. So in other words, if you bet $1, got your dollar back plus $1 and 12 more cents. If you didn't do it our way, or if you didn't tease singly Louisville, then you ended up having a losing ticket. So these points and these half points and all this stuff, it matters. It all adds up. And there was a great example of that last night in the Louisville game. In the Maryland game, you sort of saw that to a lesser extent. Maryland was laying 16 and a half points, so lowly Northern Illinois. They only win the game by 11. Let's go back to what we said a minute ago. We gave out Maryland minus 10 and a half. Maryland wins by 11. So we were able to cash a winning ticket by half a point. So all these points matters. And they particularly matter in these games where there's a whale of a difference between 9.5 and 10.5. If you'd had Northern Illinois last night, plus 9.5, plus 10.5, you would be saddled with a losing ticket. And this stuff really matters more so on the smaller spreads. There's a whale of a difference between 2.5 and 3.5. There's not much of a difference, believe it or not. There's a bigger difference in the Iowa State game today between 3.5 for Iowa, as opposed to Bethune-Cookman going down to Miami and getting 58.5 points, which I might bet later. You may say, well, wait a minute. Why is there, how can that be? 58.5 points, I should tease that up to 63 as opposed to Iowa, and I should steam that up. I should tease that up to 5. No, you don't want to tease Bethune-Cookman up to 63 points. Now it could be they lose the game by just 60 and you're kicking yourself. But when the spread's that big, there's too much randomness. There's too much variance in what could happen. When you have a team like Miami laying that many points, there's just way too many variable factors there. You shouldn't go buying points with a 58-point spread. It just doesn't work. It's not profitable. Okay, just trust me on this. But there is profit, I think, and you saw it last night. And where we're doing things, we're teasing the lines around not as singles. You don't want to tease these things around as singles, but you do want to tease these things around in our juice reducer parlay or in these teasers where we're combining two teams and you're still going to get an even money payout. That's okay. But you don't just want to take something like Bethune-Cookman today or even Iowa by themselves and do a bunch of minus 200 bets because by teasing the line from maybe 3.5 to 6 or whatever, you don't want to do that because long-term that's not profitable. And the reason it's not profitable is because even with teasing those lines, you now have to be right in excess of 60% of the time in order to turn a profit. And you're not going to be right 60% of the time. Even the best people who do this for a living and have these channels and all these subscribers and all this stuff and get banned from the sports books because they're so good, they're not even hitting 60% all the time. So you surely aren't, as a recreational bettor, going to hit 60% all the time. So don't be teasing numbers. Like I said, I just wanted to get that advice out there to everybody. Keep following us over at Uncle Andy Sports on Twitter. I don't know if I'm going to have any more plays today. We've got a lot of plays out there already. I'm going to check what boosts and bonuses and all that good stuff that we have. And I just don't know if we're going to have any more bets today or not. So everybody enjoy their college football Saturday, and maybe we'll reconvene here tomorrow. And if you tail us to the window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good day, everybody.